The UFO phenomenon exists. It reminds us that the universe is far more complex and mysterious than we can imagine. Dr. J. Allen Hynek. Billy Edward Meyer, commonly known as Billy Meyer, is a controversial figure from Switzerland who claimed to have communicated with extraterrestrial beings and received messages from them. He was born on February 3, 1937, and became widely known for his claims about UFO sightings and for providing photographs and documents related to these phenomena. In the 1970s, Meyer announced that he was in contact with extraterrestrial beings called the Plegerans. He described these beings as peaceful and technologically advanced entities from a planet in the Pleiades star cluster. He presented photos, videos, and materials that some people consider authentic, while many others view them as fabricated. Meyer's claims included spiritual, scientific, and philosophical messages, which he said were conveyed to him by the extraterrestrials. He also made predictions about global issues, climate change, and the future of humanity. Critics have heavily questioned the authenticity of the photos and documents presented by Meyer, often labeling them as manipulated or fake. However, his supporters regard him as one of the most significant figures in the field of ufology, the study of UFOs. Meyer remains a polarizing figure in discussions about UFOs and extraterrestrial contact. Billy Edward Meyer claimed that since his childhood, he had been in contact with extraterrestrial beings from a civilization called the Plegerans. He described these beings as peaceful and advanced, living on a planet in the Pleiades star cluster. This contact continued for several decades, and he provided many details about these interactions. Below are more specific details. The beings he was in contact with. Meyer claimed that he had been in contact with several individuals from the Plegeran race. The most well-known ones are Semjace, a female extraterrestrial who was said to have played a major role in Meyer's communications. She was described as a beautiful humanoid being. Semjace frequently conveyed spiritual, scientific, and philosophical messages to Meyer. Ta, one of the leaders of the Plegerans and an important figure in their civilization. Ta provided Meyer with information about the history of the extraterrestrials, advanced technologies, and human affairs. Asket, another being who had been in contact with Meyer before Semjace. It is said that Asket came from an alternate dimension or parallel universe called the DAL universe. Quetzal, another key figure who gave Meyer information about technology and environmental issues. Type of contact. Meyer claimed that his communications with the extraterrestrials occurred in several ways. Physical contact. He stated that he had met the extraterrestrials in person at various locations, including the outskirts of Switzerland. During these encounters, UFOs, flying saucers, would land nearby, and he would enter them. Mental or telepathic communication. Many of the messages were transmitted telepathically, where Meyer felt that thoughts and messages were sent directly to his mind. Traveling with UFOs. Meyer claimed that he was taken into space and to other worlds by UFOs, where he had the opportunity to observe other civilizations. Written communication. He documented the extraterrestrials' messages through long conversations, which were recorded and are known as the contact reports. Duration of the contact. Meyer claimed that these contacts began during his teenage years, around 1942, and continued actively through the 1970s and 1980s. He stated that some communications still occur, although less frequently than before. Details provided by Meyer. Appearance of the extraterrestrials. Meyer described the Plegerans as being physically human-like, but more beautiful and evolved. They had an average height, large eyes, and blonde or light brown hair. The Plagiaran civilization. They were described as beings with highly advanced technology who live in perfect harmony with nature. The Plagiarans claimed that they had interacted with humans in the distant past and had even played a role in some of Earth's myths. Purpose of the contact. The purpose was to warn humanity about environmental dangers, nuclear wars, and moral issues. They also aimed to transmit spiritual messages to promote the growth of humanity. Reactions to Meyer's claims. Some of Meyer's supporters regard him as a modern-day prophet who has important messages for the future of humanity. However, critics and many scientists have labeled his claims as unrealistic and fabricated, dismissing his UFO photos as fake. Despite these contradictions, Billy Meyer remains one of the most famous figures in the history of ufology, and his claims continue to generate significant debate in both the scientific and spiritual communities. Billy Edward Meyer claimed that he received messages from advanced extraterrestrials known as the Plagiarans. These messages covered a wide range of topics, including spirituality, science, philosophy, and the future of humanity. Below is a summary of Meyer's claims in these areas. Spiritual messages. Meyer claimed that the Plagiarans provided him with spiritual principles for human growth and harmony with the universe. These principles included law of cause and effect, emphasis on the idea that every human action has consequences, and individuals must take responsibility for their actions. Peace and peaceful coexistence. The extraterrestrials urged him to spread the message of peace and empathy among humans. Mindfulness and self-awareness. They encouraged humans to engage in introspection, spiritual growth, and to move away from excessive materialism. Cosmic awareness. The Plagiarans told Meyer that humans are part of a larger cosmic plan and must become aware of their place in the universe. Scientific messages. Meyer claimed that he received advanced scientific information from the extraterrestrials, some of which included predictions about the future of science and technology. Climate change. He warned that human activities could lead to global warming and cause destructive environmental changes. Advanced technologies. He provided details about renewable energy, space travel, and technologies that humanity had not yet developed. Medical advancements. Information about curing diseases through non-invasive technologies and utilizing natural energies. Extraterrestrial life. Meyer claimed that life in the universe is widespread, and humans should prepare for interactions with other civilizations. Philosophical messages. Meyer stated that the Plagiarans offered philosophical perspectives that could contribute to individual and societal growth. Cosmic unity. They believed that all forms of life in the universe are interconnected, and humans must act in harmony with this unity. Freedom of will. Emphasis on the idea that humans should consciously choose their life path and avoid determinism. Balance between science and spirituality. They believed that scientific progress should be accompanied by spiritual growth, as technology without ethics could lead to destruction. Cycle of life and death. The Plagiarans explained the cycle of birth, death, and spiritual evolution to Meyer. Predictions for the future. Meyer claimed that the extraterrestrials gave him information about future events, including the occurrence of widespread natural disasters due to humanity's disregard for the environment. Progress in the discovery of extraterrestrial life in the coming decades. The potential for large-scale wars if political and military conflicts continue. Reactions to Meyer's messages. Although these messages were praised by Meyer's supporters as inspirational and advanced, many scientists and critics considered them unscientific and lacking credible evidence. Some believed that his messages were a mix of common spiritual philosophies and science fiction ideas. Meyer remains one of the most controversial figures in ufology and extraterrestrial life studies. The future of human civilizations. The danger of civilization collapse. The Plagiarians warned that if humans continue their destructive behaviors, such as war, environmental pollution, and exploitation of resources, human civilizations will be at risk of collapse. The emergence of new civilizations. They predicted that new civilizations will emerge in the future, built on the foundations of peace, global cooperation, and harmony with nature. Billy Edward Meyer claimed that extraterrestrial beings, the Plagiarian, provided him with extensive information about the future of humanity, civilizations, countries, and global issues. These predictions included various aspects such as political, environmental, social, and technological changes. Some of the details of these predictions are as follows. The future of human civilizations. The risk of civilization collapse. The Plagiarian warned that if humans continue their destructive behaviors, such as war, environmental pollution, and resource exploitation, human civilizations will be at risk of collapse. The emergence of new civilizations. They predicted that new civilizations would emerge in the future, based on peace, global cooperation, and harmony with nature. Environmental issues. Global warming. The Plagiarian predicted that global warming, due to human activities, would become a serious crisis, leading to polar ice melt, rising sea levels, and extreme climate changes. Pollution and resource depletion. They warned that if humans fail to control the excessive consumption of natural resources, many resources such as fresh water and fertile soil would be lost. Nature's revival. However, they stated that if humans take fundamental steps to protect the environment, nature has the ability to regenerate, and balance can be restored. Scientific and technological advancements. Space travel. The Plagiarian said that humans would eventually achieve advanced technologies for space travel, allowing them to travel to other planets and even settle there. Artificial intelligence. They predicted that artificial intelligence would make significant advancements, but warned that misuse of this technology could pose serious risks to humanity. Renewable energy. The extraterrestrials told Meyer that humans would soon develop renewable energy sources, such as solar, wind, and hydrogen, which would help reduce dependence on fossil fuels. Social and cultural predictions. Increased spiritual awareness. The Plagiarian predicted that humanity would gradually distance itself from materialism and move towards spiritual awareness and harmony with the universe. Ethical challenges. They warned that humans would face serious ethical issues, such as genetic modification, cloning, and the rights of robots. Global unity. In the future, countries would move toward global cooperation to solve major issues like climate change and poverty. Other alien civilizations. The Plagiarian told Meyer that there are multiple extraterrestrial civilizations in the universe, some of which have made contact with Earth in the past. They warned that humans must be prepared for communication with these civilizations, as such contact could have a significant impact on humanity. Apocalyptic predictions. The Plagiarian warned about the possibility of nuclear wars and stated that such a war could lead to the destruction of much of the Earth. However, they emphasized that the future is still changeable, and humanity's decisions can alter the course. Reactions to the predictions. Supporters. Some of Meyer's predictions, such as climate change, later came close to reality, leading his followers to regard him as a modern prophet. Critics. Many critics believe these predictions were general and vague and could have easily come true by chance. Meyer's claims remain a topic of debate and controversy in scientific, spiritual, and ufological communities. Throughout history, there have been other notable individuals who made claims similar to those of Billy Meyer regarding contact with extraterrestrial beings and receiving spiritual, scientific, or philosophical messages. These individuals are well known in the fields of ufology and the supernatural. Below are some of them. George Adamski claims. Adamski was one of the first individuals to claim contact with extraterrestrials in the 1950s. He stated that he met beings from Venus, the Venusians, and received messages from them about peace and preventing nuclear war. Evidence. He published photographs of UFOs, many of which were later declared to be fakes. Books. His book Flying Saucers Have Landed is one of the first and most controversial books in ufology. Truman Bethurum claims. Bethurum claimed in the 1950s to have met a woman named Aura Raines from an unknown planet aboard a spacecraft called Clarion. His messages also emphasized peace and the avoidance of war. Books. Bethurum wrote several books about his experiences, which became popular among ufology enthusiasts. Viktor Kasharov claims. This Russian individual claimed to have had contact with an alien civilization from a distant planet in the 1970s. He stated that this civilization provided him with information about climate change and advanced technologies. Controversy. Kasharov became well known in Russia due to his strange claims, and his works remain popular among ufology enthusiasts. Elizabeth Clare Prophet claims. She was the leader of a spiritual movement called the Summit Lighthouse and claimed to have received messages from superhuman and cosmic beings. Focus of messages. Her messages focused on spiritual development, global harmony, and preventing global catastrophes. Bob Lazar claims. Lazar claimed to have worked on alien technology at the secretive S4 site near Area 51. He asserted that he worked on advanced, anti-gravity technologies related to extraterrestrial spacecraft. Impact. Lazar's story helped popularize Area 51 and increased public interest in ufology. Corey Goode claims. In the 2010s, Corey Goode claimed to have worked as a member of a secret space program, collaborating with extraterrestrials and groups like the Blue Avians. Messages. His messages focused on raising spiritual awareness and preparing humanity for contact with extraterrestrial civilizations. Stan Romanek claims. He claimed to have been abducted by extraterrestrials multiple times and documented his experiences. His videos and photos of extraterrestrial beings were highly controversial. Books. He wrote the book Messages, the world's most documented extraterrestrial contact story. Eric Von Daniken claims. Von Daniken is an author who claimed that ancient civilizations such as Egypt, the Maya, and the Sumerians had contact with extraterrestrials. He believed that many ancient artifacts were either made by aliens or taught to humans by them. Books. His famous book Chariots of the Gods had a profound impact on theories about extraterrestrials in ancient civilizations. Dr. Stephen Greer claims. Greer is a physician and ufology researcher who claims to have had contact with extraterrestrials and received information about advanced technologies and spiritual messages. Activities. He launched the Disclosure Project to disclose classified information about UFOs. These individuals have had a significant impact on the ufology community and those interested in the supernatural. Their claims have been accepted by some as evidence of extraterrestrial existence and interdimensional communication, while others view them with criticism and skepticism. One of the most documented and realistic UFO-related experiences that has not yet been fully confirmed or denied by scientists is the sighting of UFOs by military and commercial pilots. These experiences often involve direct observations of unusual flying objects in the sky, many of which are accompanied by visual, radar, and multiple eyewitness testimonies. One of the most famous of these cases involves the UFO sightings by the U.S. Navy, Pentagon UFO videos. Pentagon videos. Time: between 2004 and 2015. The U.S. Navy released 3 videos of unidentified flying objects, UFOs, captured during military maneuvers. These videos include FLIR 1, an oval-shaped object moving at high speed. Gimbal, a flying object that appears to spin in an unusual manner, seemingly defying the laws of physics. Go Fast, an object moving at extremely high speed on the water's surface. Pilots reported that these objects exhibited capabilities beyond known human technology, such as extraordinary speed, sudden maneuvers, and no signs of propulsion. Outcome: the Pentagon confirmed that these videos are real, and the objects shown in them remain unidentified. While no conclusive explanation was provided regarding the origin of these objects, the possibility of alien technology or secretive experiments has not been ruled out. Roswell incident. An unidentified object crashed near Roswell, New Mexico. Initial reports suggested it was a flying saucer. Later, the U.S. government stated that it was a weather balloon. Why it's important? The Roswell incident remains one of the most controversial UFO cases in history. Many witnesses have claimed that strange and unusual debris was collected from the crash site. Rendlesham Forest incident. Time: 1980. Location: Rendlesham Forest, near a military base in the UK. Several military personnel observed unusual lights and flying objects in the forest on 2 consecutive nights. Witnesses claimed one of the objects landed in the forest, and they observed unusual effects, such as increased radiation levels. Outcome: no convincing explanation was provided for this incident, and it has become one of the most famous UFO cases. UFO sightings by commercial pilots. Many commercial airline pilots have reported sighting unknown flying objects over the decades. These objects usually fly at high speeds, make unusual maneuvers, and sometimes fly close to aircraft. Why it's important? Pilots are generally considered credible witnesses because they are trained to identify flying objects and atmospheric conditions. Many of these sightings have been confirmed by radar data. Why haven't these cases been dismissed? Physical evidence. These sightings have been accompanied by videos, radar data, and reliable eyewitness testimonies. Lack of conclusive scientific explanation. While some of these cases may be attributed to natural phenomena or unknown technologies, there is insufficient evidence to confirm or definitively deny them. Credibility of witnesses. Many witnesses, such as military pilots, are trained and reliable individuals, making it difficult to dismiss their observations. The above cases are some of the most documented and credible UFO-related experiences, for which no conclusive explanation has been provided. However, the lack of an adequate explanation does not prove the existence of extraterrestrials, but rather reflects the limitations of our knowledge in understanding these phenomena. If you're enjoying this, please subscribe us and like the video.